In early 2024, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman made a bold prediction. Thanks to AI, we are very close to seeing a single person build a billion-dollar company. In China, that idea hit a nerve. Within a year, the country registered a staggering 16 million one-person companies, or OPCs. Three forces collided to make this happen. First, the sudden maturity of AI tools handling code, design, and marketing. Second, a 2024 corporate law change that stripped away hurdles for registering solo businesses. Third, a massive wave of aggressive subsidies from local governments. But if you look closely at the data, a massive crack is forming in the foundation. The government and major tech companies have poured vast resources into physical spaces and digital credits to supply this boom. Yet the solo founders actually sitting in those spaces are struggling to find real commercial demand for their work. The initial utopian rush of building the infrastructure is over. The ecosystem is now hitting a harsh reality check. To understand the scale of the overcorrection, you have to look at the physical footprint. Right now, there are 143 specialized OPC communities operational or under construction across 38 Chinese cities. This construction boom splits into three tiers. The Jiangsu province dominates the sheer volume of spaces. Down south, the Greater Bay Area is building massive, multi-level complexes with strict entry requirements. Meanwhile, Midwestern cities are heavily leaning on their local university talent pools to fill their buildings. To get founders through the doors, local governments are heavily advertising their incentive packages. This chart displays policy coverage across 143 communities. Notice the bottom two bars. Physical workspaces and business registration services reached 96.5%. A free desk is a baseline expectation. But look at the top. Only 49% offer subsidized talent housing. That remains a rare differentiator. Then you have the major tech players, companies like Alibaba, Tencent, and Huawei, often referred to in China as dachong. These tech giants are caught in their own organizational inertia. They enthusiastically hand out AI compute vouchers and sign partnership agreements, but their entire sales machinery and product design are built to service massive enterprise clients. They lack the lightweight, bottom-up systems required to support a single person with a laptop. The result is a stark disconnect. Local governments are building identical offices, and tech giants are handing out generic cloud credits, but neither is providing the deep industry integration a solo AI entrepreneur actually needs to survive. So, who is actually sitting in these subsidized chairs? Data shows that 75% of these solo founders have absolutely no technical background. This pyramid chart sorts founders by income. Look at the massive base. Half of OPC founders are trapped making under 7,000 RMB a month. Now look at the dark orange tip. The 2% apex generating over 5 million RMB annually. The gap between those two extremes reveals the core friction of this economy. AI erased the technical barrier to starting a company, but the barrier to successfully commercializing a product remains exactly where it was. This chart outlines the industry's evolution framework. The ecosystem is moving from the initial policy phase into a critical capability phase, labeled 2.0. Governments must abandon real estate, stop offering empty desks, and start subsidizing specific computing power while connecting founders to commercial orders. For the big tech companies, it requires dropping their enterprise habits. They need to design entirely new, low-friction onboarding paths that actually make sense for a company of one. But the heaviest burden falls on the individual creators. Because everyone now has access to the exact same AI capabilities, simply knowing how to write a prompt offers zero competitive advantage. The only real moat left is domain expertise. To survive, a solo founder needs a hyper-specialized understanding of a specific industry's pain points, an insight off-the-shelf AI simply cannot replicate. The window for surviving off a government grant and a free office chair is closing. The solo founders who make it through the next year will be the ones who stop chasing subsidies and start closing actual industry-specific deals. Now that the technical barriers have completely vanished, the only way to stay ahead is to constantly upgrade your own understanding of the market and the tools. To keep sharpening those data skills and learn how to build these systems yourself, check out my channel, Learn by Doing with Steven. And for deep dive conversations into the mechanics behind these massive economic shifts, tune in to the Stephen Data Talk podcast, available on all platforms. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.